I now call this May board meeting to order. Good evening. Establishment of a quorum. Looks like we got 8 of 9. Approval of the agenda.
Mr. Chairman, I move we approve the agenda as presented.
Second.
It's been moved and second that we approve the agenda. Are we ready for discussion? Are we ready for questioning? All in favor, state aye. Aye. Any opposed? Ayes have it, and the agenda is approved as written. Invocation. Yes, sir.
Let us pray. Precious Lord, our Father, dear Lord, it's once again we come calling upon your holy and righteous name. Now, Lord, we come to you just as we are because you made us and you know all about us. We have no secrets that we can hide from you, nor do we desire to have any secrets to expose and humiliate this set. So, Father, we ask our strength is too weak for us to do it alone. So we are calling upon you that you would strengthen us, guide us, and lead us in the right direction. Regardless of how we feel, Lord, let your will be done. We thank you tonight for every board member that is present, those who may be on the way. For these people who you have allowed to be here with us and for us to be here with them, we thank you even more because we know that you are here with us all. So tonight, dear Lord, as we enter into this service, we pray that you will guide us and carry us through. In Jesus' name we pray, and our hearts say amen.
Now we will have the pledge of allegiance to the flag by Ms. Dr. Wilson. Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you, Doctor. Media notification. Thank you. Next, we have the approval of the minutes from the April 7th meeting.
I make a motion we approve the minutes from the April 7th meeting.
Second.
It's been moved and second that we approve the April 7th meeting minutes. Are we ready for discussion? Are we ready for question? All in favor state aye. Aye. Any opposed? Ayes have it, and the meeting minutes for April 7th are approved. Now we are down to public comments. First we have on the list, but before we do that, the board conducts meetings for the purpose of transaction official business for the Clarendon County School District. During its meetings, the board welcomes the public input on matters regarding the education of our children. Speaker wishing to address the board during public comment period must sign prior to the beginning of the meeting. In an effort to ensure that the meetings are efficient as the board conducts business, each speaker will be allotted 3 minutes. The board reserves the right to limit speakers on the same subject or the time allotted for public comment. We ask that each speaker respect the time limit provided to allow for each one to have the same opportunity to address the board. Comments may not include abusive, derogatory, vulgar, profane language. Speakers are reminded that comments should be directed at the board and should refrain from making personal criticism against any individual. While we understand that individuals may like an immediate response to their comments, the topics of individual speakers are not on the agenda. Thus, it would be inappropriate for the board to comment or debate on the topic on the FOIA. As such, the board will listen to the speaker. However, the board will not provide a response. Further, certain topics may require study to obtain additional information in order to provide accurate information to the public. Accordingly, in certain circumstances, the board may reference the matter to the superintendent for further inquiry or request that the superintendent address the matter at a later date. We encourage the public to review board policy BEDH regarding public participation at meetings. So tonight, we have with us Ms. Char D.G. Kennedy. Ms. Charzell.
Good evening, and thank you, Mr. Chair and board members. I don't have a comment tonight, but I do have a question. And my question to this board is, what are the plans for the Walker Gamma Primary School in New Zion, South Carolina, once the school is closed? The question is, what are the plans for the Walker Gamma Primary School in New Zion once the school is closed? No comments?
We're going to ask the superintendent to get back with you on that question.
Okay.
He's going to get back with you at a later date,
Get back with-
one-on-one. Yes, ma'am.
Oh, thank you. All right.
Thank you, Ms. Charlton. Next, we have Mr. George Frierson.
Mr. Chairman, ladies and gentlemen of the board, Dr. Johnson, members of the community, Ms. Charzell sort of laid into what I wanted to ask, but it has a little different aspect about it. Now, I've been getting calls about Rainbow Lake Road ever since I spoke to y'all on the 3rd of last month. There are people who says that because that road is no longer have public access to get to Walker Gamma School, it inhibits emergency people, law enforcement of getting there. Now, when that school is closed for student services, it will be used for something else. And because I'm from the Gable community, if I want to go to Walker Gamma School, I can actually leave my house, go to the post office, and go by Rainbow Lake Road if it was open. So I've gotten quite a lot of feedback about that because I spoke before y'all on last month and then county council about this similar matter. Also in reference to Briggs v. Elliott, which is the first of the 5 cases that were combined in making the Brown versus the Board of Education, there will be a celebration of the actual date, 17 May 2025, with festivities down in Somerton, which, if you don't know it, there were 5 cases that was consisted of the Brown case. The first was Briggs. The second one was Bowling. The third one was Brown. The fourth one was Davis. And the fifth one was Belton. Those are the 5 cases that went to the United States Supreme Court. And we are honored that there were those that struggled, sacrificed, and suffered in this county for that to happen. And I guess I have a little different measure to that because I was born on the day that Brown versus the Board of Education was argued before the United States Supreme Court on December the 9th, 1952. Also saying for your veterans, now I'm not a gung-ho military guy, okay? But I served because I got a draft notice. And I served. My last duty station was Fort Bragg, North Carolina. And when I left Fort Bragg on the 20th of June of 1975 and came back to Gable, South Carolina, I destroyed some of my uniform because I'm a part of the draft, as was a person who's sitting in the White House right now. But we thank you. We also would like to say that I've been asked to put together a program by the Sumter Combat Vietnam Veterans. It's going to be held on South Main Street in Sumter, and a lieutenant colonel said, you need to do it. So because I will yield to a superior officer because I was an E5, I said, thank you, sir, and yes, sir. So we invite y'all right behind Wilder School. You have the Sumter Combat Veterans Park. And I don't know the time because they didn't tell me the time. They just said, do it. And so we invite y'all after the festivities. We'll end in Manning, which I'm going to try to make that because I'm from Clarendon County. We invite you to please come up to South Sumter Street and join us, Vietnam veterans, with the Sumter Combat Veterans. And again, I will salute the flag because Reverend Lawson, combat veteran. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, Mr. Friesen. Next, we have Dr. Adrian Friesen.
Hello, how are y'all today?
Good.
My name is Adrian Frierson, and I'm here on behalf of Brilliant Minds of South Carolina. I actually live in Washington, D.C. However, I'm a product of Clarendon County, where I was reared and raised in Gable, South Carolina. That's my daddy back there who just came before me. I'm here on behalf of Brilliant Minds of South Carolina. We're actually a summer program that tries to, enrich academics, and we try to keep children engaged during the summer months. We are looking to host a 6 to 9 week summer program. And one of the things in the Clarendon County that we have, Clarendon County where it pertains to Manning, there's a lot of things centralized here, which kind of boots people in the New Zion and Turbeville, out of the pocket because they're a little further away. So we're here to ask that, if possible, you all will consider the use of Walker Gamble Gym during the summer months, if there's nothing going on there, for us to host a 6 to 9 week summer program for children between the ages of 5 through 13. There are some logistic things that we're still trying to work out with that. However, we wanted to come before the board and make sure that we let it be known what our intentions are. There will be a facility use request that will be put in the next few days. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Friesen. Okay, now we are down to the Board of Trustees, Student Award and Acknowledgement. Dr. Johnson.
Good evening, Chairman Bonaparte, members of the board, and Dr. Johnson. It is my honor to recognize our junior scholars, 8th grade students who excelled on the PSAT, scoring 550 or higher, and our high school students who achieved perfect scores on their fall and, of course, exams. These accomplishments are a testament to the dedication of our students, the support of their families, and the hard work of our educators. They also serve as clear evidence that we are making strong academic strides across Clarendon County School District. Congratulations to each of you. We are proud of your excellence and excited for your future. Students, please come forward as your name is called to receive your award. Michael Hammett, East Clarendon Middle High School, Junior Scholar. Christian Sturmock, East Clarendon Middle High School. And can the principal come up, please, as well? I'm sorry. Sorry. Marie Stooks, Manning Junior High School. have a representative. Dr. Edie, can you come up with a student? Thank you. Hold on, B. All right, stay up there, Dr. Edie. Brooklyn Burgess, Manning Junior High School. And now for our perfect EOC scores. East Clarendon Middle High School, U.S. History, Nicholas Goldman. East Clarendon Middle High School, U.S. History, Quentin Coker. East Clarendon Middle High School, U.S. History, Kyra Owens. East Clarendon Middle High School, U.S. History, Colin Myers. East Clarendon Middle High School, Shaylin Lee. East Clarendon Middle High School, U.S. History, Damian McKnight. East Clarendon Middle High School, U.S. History, Nathan Jordan. East Clarendon Middle High School, English 2, Marianne Powell. East Clarendon Middle High School, English 2, Madeline Robinson. East Clarendon Middle High School, English 2, Adeline Ulmer. East Clarendon Middle High School, English 2, Christian Sturmock. East Clarendon Middle High School, English 2, Emily Hancock. Emily Hancock. And that was in English 2. East Clarendon Middle High School Biology 1, Evan Odom. East Clarendon Middle High U.S. History, Nicholas McElmeen. Manning High School, Dr. Lemon. U.S. History, Jonathan White. Manning High School U.S. History, Mary Esther McCabe. Manning High School U.S. History, Nova Marshall. Manning High School English 2, Kaylin Dingle. Manning High School Algebra 1, Raymond Borges. Manning High School English 2, Lexus Cord. Scotts Branch Middle High School. U.S. History, Matthew Canty. Are there any other students that came in that we did not recognize? Okay. And I will go back to East Clarendon Middle High School, junior scholars, Carson Welsh. See here? And Marianne Powell. And East Clarendon Middle High School U.S. History EOC Perfect Score, Kylie Lee. Thank you. And we have one more student for East Clarendon Middle High School U.S. History, Gracelyn Fagan.
We are proud of our students. Keep up the good work. Okay, thank you so much. Now we are down to the overnight field trip. Dr. Johnson?
Mr. Chair, members of the board, we do have a few tonight, so to be in rapid fire. The first that we're asking for approval for Scotch Branch High School Army JROTC to go to their summer camp at Fort Jackson, June 8th through June 13th.
Mr. Chairman, I make a motion that we approve that ROTC program.
Second.
It's been moved and second. Are we ready for discussion? Are we ready for question? All in favor, state aye.
Aye.
Ayes have it, and that request is approved, Dr. Johnson.
Mr. Chair, members of the board, the East Clarendon Occupational Therapy Program is asking for permission for the Fall Games Special Olympics in Myrtle Beach, September 12th to September 14th.
Mr. Chair, I move we approve East Clarendon OPT program for September 12th through the 14th for Special Olympics.
It's been moved and second that we approve the East Clarendon program. Are we ready for discussion? Are we ready for?
Mr. Chair, members of the board, the Manning FFA is asking for permission for the State FFA Convention, June 17th to June 19th in Greenville, South Carolina.
Mr. Chairman, I make a motion that we approve
Second.
It's been moved by Mr. Shorter, second by Mr. Lawson, that we approve the Manning FFA. Are we ready for discussion? Are we ready for questions? All in favor state aye. Aye. And our opposers? FFA approval, Dr. Johnson.
Mr. Chair, members of the board, I'm going to ask for these two for Upward Bound to be approved at the same time. It's both of their summer enrichment trips, one to Chicago, June 23rd to June 27th, and to Atlanta, May 21st, May 19th to May 21st. It's upward bound.
Mr. Chairman, I move we approve both upward bound trips.
Second. It's been moved by Attorney Land and second by Mr. Fleming that we approve both upward bound requests. Are we ready for discussion? Are we ready for question? All in favor state aye. Aye. All opposed? These two are approved as well, Dr. Johnson.
Last one, Mr. Chair, members of the board, F.E. DuBose Career Center is asking for approval for their National Leadership Conference in Orlando, Florida, July 5th to July 10th.
Mr. Chairman, I move that we approve the F.E. DuBose Career Center trip to Orlando.
Second. It's been moved by Attorney Land and second by Mr. Fleming that we approve the F.E. DuBose. Are we ready for discussion? Are we ready for question? All in favor state aye.
Aye.
It's approved, Dr. Johnson. Get one more.
Next one. The Walker Gamble Elementary School fifth grade is asking for approval for March 23rd, 2026 to March 26, 2026 to Washington, no, to Myrtle, wait, excuse me, Washington, D.C. And they do this every year.
Mr. Chair, I move we approve Walker Gamble Elementary School fifth grade trip to Washington.
It's been moved by Mr. Wingard, second by Ms. Lemon. We approve the Walker Gamble trip. Are we ready for discussion? Are we ready for question? All in favor state aye. Aye. That one is approved as well, Dr. Johnson. Now we are down to the Office of Superintendent, monthly finance report.
Good evening, Mr. Chair, members of the board, and Dr. Johnson. This is the monthly financial report for March 2025. Collected locally, $847,379.13. Received from the state, $2,381,471.90. Posted to indirect costs, $54,548.58. Total collected in the month of March, $3,283,399.61. Are there any questions on the revenue for March? To summarize the expenditures, $3,979,136.60. Any questions on the revenue?
Mr. Chair, as we move into our budget hearing, Ms. Williams will discuss our changes to our budget.
Next, we are getting into the public hearing for the 25-26 budget year. Do we have any sign-ups? No? None? Okay.
But she needs to present the changes before we do that.
Okay.
Okay. Presenting the changes for the second reading of the fiscal year 25-26 general fund budget. Looking at the local revenue, there was a $354,060 proposed increase from the last reading of $15,645,763 for the valorum taxes, which is the line item 100-001-210. That is the first line item on the revenue sheet. We're proposing that the 2025-26 millage rate increase of 2.95% or an increase of 5.19 mills for this proposed budget, which would bring our current millage of 175.9 to 181.1 mills. The 181.1 mills should bring in an estimated revenue of $459,410. Please note that on the particular line item that I just mentioned, that the increase from 24-25 to 25-26, it does look high on paper, but realistically, the 24-25 amount was budgeted on the conservative end compared to what the anticipated revenue is for this fiscal year. And that anticipated revenue is $15,540,413. The proposed budget for the Valorum tax line item comes directly from the county auditor's office. So the amount that you see on the Valorum tax for the proposed 25-26 budget in the amount of $15,999,823 is the amount that I just spoke of, that came directly from the auditor's office. So that was the only increase on the revenue side for the second reading of this budget, bringing the total revenue to $49,861,593.28. Are there any questions on the proposed revenue? And let me just mention that the state revenue is still the same, using the House Ways and Means projections, because we are still awaiting the projections from the Senate. On the expenditure side, the changes include salary scales being revised to reflect the 1,500 teacher salary increase versus the $3,000 that were proposed during the first reading. Also, 2.3% employer health premium was added to this budget. So when I spoke of the 500,000 potential savings that we would see if the millage was decreased, that employer health premium increase shot it down quickly. Also, on the expenditure side, unknown vacancies were added since our first reading. Also, adjustments for multiple employees that resign and or positions not being replaced. And lastly, adjustments to various line items based on price information received for 25-26. So with all of those adjustments that were just stated, the expenditures are balanced to the revenue for a total operating general fund budget of $49,861,593.28. And let me just add again that the total millage that we proposed during the first reading of 19.26 mills that was stated, that has decreased to the 5.19 mill increase. Any questions on the expenditures?
Let me, any questions? Any questions? Let me make sure I'm clear. All right. On the recommended, that's the 5.19 mil?
5.19 mills, yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay.
Which would bring the total millage for 25-26 to 181.1 mills.
Hold on a second. When we first got the scenarios, and we had the 5.19, and it showed the difference of the 800,000. So actually, when you plug the 5.19, that's the actual number that's for 25-26, making
Yes.
the 15 mills 899.
Yes.
Okay. Any other questions?
Do you foresee any other changes between now and next reading?
Yes, sir. There will probably,
Positive
most
or negative?
likely, I'm sorry.
Go ahead, I'm sorry.
adjustments, whether it be cuts or additional vacancies that need to be filled. Not at this time, I don't.
And to the board, we will not have an accurate count of vacancies because teachers have until May 10th to turn in their contract. So they can hold them as long as up until May 10th.
That'll be,
I heard the state legislation is trying to change the per pupil allocation to districts. Have you heard any word about that?
We did get notification of that change from Ms. Beth Elmore from SCASA, but they are working on that, and we don't have any final
They don't know when they
allocations
can,
yet.
they don't know when they're gonna make a decision where we can balance the budget, huh?
They have not given us a definite time.
all right, any other questions? Comment? Okay, at this time, do we have anyone in the audience that have a question about the budget? Yes, ma'am.
Good evening,
Good evening.
Chairman Bonaparte, board members, Dr. Johnson. I just had a couple of, not questions, but a couple of concerns about the budget that I'm not, and I'm Patricia Pringle, I am the auditor for Clarendon County. I don't know if it was included in this budget, and I think that you are aware of it, but there is a bill, H 3858, for boat property tax reduction that's now resting, I think, in the Senate to approve or not approve. It's been already approved in the House, and I know our local delegation both have voted to have this bill approved. But what this bill does is this bill gives boat owners a 50% property tax reduction on boats that's registered and titled in South Carolina, which would ultimately be subsidized by small businesses, car owners, renters, and other taxpayers. The bill also eliminates the titling and taxing of all outboard motors. The South Carolina Association of Counties are against this bill, along with the South Carolina Association of Auditors, Treasurers, and Tax Collectors out of the 46 counties in the state of South Carolina. We are also opposed to this bill. One of the things that we would recommend is maybe the county and the county, Clarendon County, and all counties have already can do this by ordinance, is maybe reduce the 10.5% assessment ratio of the boats down to 6%, and that would give some relief, to the boat owners in the state of South Carolina. But to cut 50%, and also in that bill, it also eliminates titling motors, which some motors cost more than boats, depending on how old the boat is in this county. So that would be a big, well, not a big, but a large revenue reduction for Clarendon County. Clarendon County Council have already, in their budget, is proposing for this year already a 50% reduction. Their budget is going to reflect that beginning this year, even though the bill has not passed. But just to give you an idea from the Department of Revenue, Clarendon County stands to lose over $653,000 from that. And I just did a rough estimate for, and that's for Clarendon County, but overall for the whole state, there is the whole state for all counties stand to lose $59,453,000 for the tax year beginning in 2027.
Wow.
There are some counties that already have reduced their Watercraft from 10.5 to 6%. And I think that's like Beaufort, Charleston, Florence, and Horry County. So even though there's already reduced for 6%, this bill will still cut, they will still have to reduce another 50% on top of the 6% that they have already reduced their bills by to help the boat owners. For Clarendon County, when I did, like I said, an estimate just to kind of give you an idea, and I just did it based on $600,000 that we would probably look forward to losing revenue. For the county itself, for county operations, that would be $230,835. For county debt would be $19,355. For school operated, this district here, Clarendon School District, you would look at losing $250,330. Vocational school, $5,550. Fire rescue operations, $60,199. Fire rescue debt, $2,846. Emergency services district operation, $23,767. And the library special tax district, $7,116 to equal to a whole $600,000 for the whole county. And also for the municipalities, Manning would look at a loss of $11,061, Somerton $3,672, and Turbyville $573. That may not sound like a lot, but it's a lot to them because their revenue, their assessed value is already real low. So I would ask that, I'm not sure if you have considered that yet or not, but like I said, the bill it's up in the Senate now, and if it passes, then this is what you'll be looking forward to, that your budget would already be reduced by. So that would equal to about, for this district, for about 2.8 mills, that your budget would already be cut because of the board, if that tax is, if that bill is passed. So I just wanted to bring that to your attention. And also, while I'm standing, I would also like to talk a little bit about the 1% sales tax that stands to, I guess, sunset. And if you lose that for the school district, that's going to equal to an average of, and I spoke with our treasurer, Matt Evans, of $5 million per year that you usually get for that. So we would ask that we ask our local representative, Fawn Pedalino, to reintroduce that bill as local legislation for it to go through. So she only have a few more days before they finish up, I think, on Thursday, that they can reintroduce that bill. Now, to give you an idea, when this was first approved by County Council back in 2004, we had 3 school districts. The school debt millage for District 1 at that time was 25.8 mils. For District 2, which was the Manning area, was 30.3 mils, and for District 3, the Turbyville area, it was 59.4 mils. So you're looking at over a total of 100 and something mils that was being levied for taxpayers to pay. But because of that 1 cent school debt relief, you were able to pay it now through others coming into the county, even if they don't live here, just buying something, you know, and that penny, we benefit from that. Those who don't even own property here in the county, even if they just come here just for a weekend, you know, with tourism, like Striped Bass Festival and all, they all pay that tax. And we pay that too when we go to another county, our neighboring counties like Sumter, Orangeburg, or any of Charleston, any of our neighboring counties. We also pay that 1 cent to help them with their school debt relief. So I am proposing that the board and that our representative, you know, reconsider and try to make sure that that get passed before it sunsets, and have to reintroduce it, bring it back again, you know, another year. But that will, you know, that would be, I feel, a hardship on the county. But not only that, it will cause our taxpayers who have property in the county to increase their tax bill. For instance, there is, because we have to levy for school debt, the legislature, Article 10 of the Constitution, and under finance, taxation, and bonded debt, Section 15, it says the school districts of the state shall have the power to incur general obligation debt only in such manner and upon such terms and conditions as the General Assembly shall prescribe by law within the limitations set forth in this section. General obligation debt shall mean any indebtedness of the school district which shall be secured in whole or in part by a pledge of full faith, credit, and taxing power, meaning for you to be able to have to float a bond to be able to secure the money that you need to fix roofs or, increase maintenance or whatever you need to do. But other than that, we, the taxpayers, because I am a taxpayer, I own property here in Clarendon County too. I don't want to see my tax bill increase because we did not pass, because of that 1 cent penny sale tax that's right now, that's causing us not. And the only thing with that too, right now, if you are owner-operator, but you are if you have a home and it's owner-occupied, you live in that home, you get legal residence on it, you do not pay school operating taxes. You're already exempt from doing that. And if you, if you get homestead exemption and your property tax is less, and if your appraisal value of your property is less than $50,000, then you will get a zero bill. But when this would come into effect with the school debt service, whether you get even though you may be exempted from paying school operating taxes, you have to pay school debt service. And we have to levy. The state law says whatever the school district, whatever they need to operate with the school debt, then as the auditor, we have to levy and the treasurer has to collect on that. There is one tax bill that I had where one property owner was saving as much of, and we would put it on the bill how much your property was reduced by, and that property tax bill, that particular person was saving. It says your tax bill was decreased by $231 due to the 1% sales tax for school debt reduction. Other than that, that tax bill was, at first it was $2,464. With the homestead exemption, it was $502. With the school tax credit, as everybody get the legal residence credit, was $917. And then the loss credit, the local option sales tax credit that you get from the county was $160.42. So that tax bill is $884. But if the school debt was included, that would be the $884 plus the $231 on top of that for that particular taxpayer. So that's what I wanted to bring to the attention to the school board, and I appreciate it. If you had any questions at this time, I'll entertain it.
Thank you, Auditor. Please, thank you so much. Any questions?
Okay, thank you.
Thank you so much. All right, Ms. Williams, do anyone else have a question? All right. Well, I guess we are bringing this official public participation in the 25-26 budget to an end. At 6:23, this public hearing for the 25-26 budget is coming to an end. Thank you so much. Now, you need a motion to approve the budget?
Mr. Chairman, I move that we approve the second reading.
Second.
It's been moved. 26, second reading of the Clarendon County School Board budget. Are we ready for discussion? Are we ready for question? All in favor, state aye. Any opposed, state no. Ayes have it, and it seems like the 25-26 budget for Clarendon County School Board has been approved. Now second reading, I'm sorry. Second reading of the 25-26 budget. Thank you, board members, for correcting me. All right, now we're down to executive session. We need to go into executive session for hiring certified and classified and resignation, classified and certified.
Mr. Chair, wish to make a motion that we go into executive session for items listed: A, request for student release, and B, recommendations, reports on employee matters.
It's been moved and second that we are excused for executive session to request for student relief, recommendation of employees, hiring, certified, classified. Are we ready for discussion? Are we ready for question? All in favor for executive session, say aye.
Aye.
And we'll be back.
Mr. Chairman, I move that we come out of executive session.
It's been moved and second that we come out of executive session or ready for discussion? Or ready for question? All in favor state aye. Aye. All opposed say no. Ayes have it, and we are now back in regular session. Thank you all so much. Now we are open session, meaning that possible action from the executive session. Possible action from the executive session.
Mr. Chair, may I offer that we accept the superintendent's recommendation for the student relocating to Dorchester County, I think it is.
I second that.
It's been moved and second that we approve the release of a student to Dorchester County. Are we ready for discussion? Are we ready for questions? All in favor state aye. Aye. Ayes have it, and you are given approval to release that student, Dr. Johnson.
All right. I make a motion that we accept the superintendent's employee recommendation.
What was that statement again?
Employee recommendations by the
It's,
superintendent.
thank you. It's been moved and second that we accept the superintendent recommendation, employee recommendation for 25-26. Are we ready for discussion? Are we ready for question? All in favor state aye. Aye. Any opposed? Ayes have it, and your recommendation has been accepted, approved. Is it? Okay. Now we're down to board comments. Any comments? I know you're ready to get out of here, but I'm sorry. I got a couple comments. Yes, sir. Go ahead.
No, I was just checking because all night long I've been having problems with my microphone.
Okay. Yes, sir. All right. I got a couple quick things I want to remind you all of. Number one is I've been asked to share an invitation with the board on a ribbon cutting open house for the Briggs Delane Pearson Foundation on May the 24th at 11 o'clock a.m. The board of directors are inviting all board members to the ribbon cutting at 9355 Alex Harvin Highway, which is right adjacent to the Scotch Branch Middle School, High School. May the 24th at 11 a.m. All right. The next thing I would like to suggest, on last meeting, we had a policy that we were going to revise, and it was an administrative rule, and I asked the board for us to table that revision. And after obtaining the actual model policy, I did a review of the whole policy in that particular section. And there are 10 policies that have administrative rules, but not the main policies. And I would like to recommend a small 4-member committee to look at these policies so that we can make sure that we get them updated. There's 8 in G, 2 in J, and 2 in E. And these are critical policies that we need to make sure we got policies to it. We appreciate the updates from the previous board when they consolidate the district, but they somehow may have overlooked these particular policies. So I need 3 other members to work with me to look at these policies. I already have the model policy that we can utilize, and the main thing is that it be more than one person bringing the recommendation to the board. So if you don't mind, I need 3 people to contact me as soon as possible, and then we'll set up a date and meet. All right? The second thing I would like to, or the third thing I would like to mention is that I was actually invited to a quarterly community meeting down in the Gable, New Zion Sardinias area to share just the update on how things were going for the district. And one of the things that I shared with them was our concern about the 1-cent sales tax, that we, as the board, submitted a request to the legislators to meet with us to talk about that 1-cent sales tax. However, we have not heard back from them. And I thank Auditor Pringle for sharing the information. But we, tonight, if all possible, we all need to call our representative and ask them to re-establish that 1-cent sales tax. If not, long-term, the board will have an option to utilize to upkeep our buildings, but it's going to be detrimental to our taxes. So this 1-cent sales tax is the best thing that we can do long-term. So we need to make sure that we, our citizens, are burning these phones up with these legislators, asking them to reinitiate that 1-cent sales tax. All right. The last thing I want to share with you, or ask, I know we have a surplus list of properties. We got lots, and I know we got two old buildings, two old buildings. I think that it'll be to our advantage if we were to be proactive and attempt to offload these properties if we are no longer using them. Because the longer the buildings sit, all they're going to do is deteriorate, and we're going to lose the value of them. So we just need to think about it as a board to come up with a campaign of how to dispense of these properties and take these funds and put it in general fund. And the last thing I want to remind you of that I was asked as the board chair to represent the board by submitting a support letter to the wellness project at J.C. Brick Park, that they were writing a grant to Congressman Clyburn. And so I got a few return okays to send the support letter, so that's what I did. So that letter has been submitted to them. All right. That's all I have at this time.
Chairman, I move that we adjourn.
It's been moved and seconded that this meeting be adjourned. Are you ready for discussion? Are you ready for a question? All in favor, stand up. This meeting is adjourned. Ms. Brown, you got the minutes?